pupils, welcome to my classroom. My name is Mr. Musaad F. Labuan, your teacher in science, but you can call me Teacher Saad. Okay class, before we start our lesson for today, let us first the guidance of our Almighty Allah. Okay, please stand up for our prayer.
Panginoon, salamat po sa panibagong araw na ito upang kami ay matuto. Buksan niyo po ang aming isipan upang lubos na maintindihan ang aming mga aralin. Bigyan niyo din po ang aming mga guro, mga magulang at mga kamag-aral ng lakas ng katawan at isipan na mas higit naming kailangan sa araw-araw sa panahong ito. Ang lahat po ng ito ay aming dinadalangin sa iyo, aming Diyos Ama. Amen.
Good morning, class!
Good morning, Teacher Musaad! Good morning, classmates! Good morning!
Okay, bago kayo umupo class, alam niyo ba ang awiting It's Science Time? Okay, let's sing the song It's Science Time. Get ready because we will start.
Ready for the song in 1 or 2 or 3. Then sit properly. Science is ready. Lessons are all new. All you have to do, listen to your teacher to learn something new. Hey, science time, science time. Oh, it's science time. Be ready, it's more fun, more activities. Hey, science time, science time. Oh, it's science time. I like it, I love it, I love my teacher too. Ready for the song in 1 or 2 or 3. Then sit properly. Science is ready. Lessons are all new. All you have to do, listen to your teacher to learn something new. Hey, science time, science time. Oh, it's science time. Be ready, it's more fun, more activities. Hey, science time, science time. Oh, it's science time. I like it, I love it, I love my teacher too.
Okay class, you may now sit down. And now we will proceed for checking of your attendance. Okay? Class, say present if you're here. And if your classmate is not here, say absent. Did you get class? Okay, very good. Okay, let's start. Okay, very good class because all of you are present today. Meaning to say, you are all interested for our new topic for this morning. Okay, please give a claps for ourselves. Okay class, what will you do if your teacher talking in front? Okay, what else? Okay, very good. Always put in your mind, if you want to answer, raise your hand. Okay, now class, pass all your assignments silently. As I count 1 to 10, all of papers are here in front. Did you get class? Okay class, nandito na ba lahat ng papel? Okay. Okay class, what was our last topic yesterday? Okay, Eliza?
Our topic last meeting is all about matter.
Okay, can you give me an example of solid, liquid, and gas? Si Tenor? Give me an example of solid, liquid, and gas.
Sir, water, stone, and
Okay, very
air.
good. Those are the example of solid, liquid, and gas. Always remind yourself, class, that liquid, water is an example of a liquid, and gas and air is an example of a gas. Okay, now class, before we start our lesson for today, we will give you a activity. We are going to have a group activity. Group yourselves into two groups, and each group you are going to analyze the word that I give you. Okay, understand class? Okay, this one is a group 1 and this one is a group 2. Okay class, your answer will put on your short bond paper. And in 10 minutes, all papers are in my hands. Okay class, the first word is survival. And the second word is photosynthesis. And the third one is respiration. You are going to analyze it class and put in a short bond paper. Each one of your bawat grupo class. Okay pupils, as I count 1 to 10, all the bond paper must be in my hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, please give a clap for ourselves, class, because natapos natin ang ating activity. And now, class, we will proceed to our lesson for this morning. But first, we are going to back for our objectives. The first objectives for this morning is describe the characteristic of living things and non-living things. The second one, describe animals and plants in their immediate surroundings. The last one is state the importance of animals and plants to humans. That was our objectives for this morning class. Okay class, there are 5 non-living things that can affect the survival of living things in the environment. The first, we have air, light, water, soil, and temperature. Plants and animals live in areas where conditions are suitable for them to grow and reproduce. Let's discuss the 5 components one by one. The first one is air. The air around us supply oxygen to all organisms, living of plants. Plants and animals need to take an oxygen from the air for respiration, and plants also need carbon dioxide to carry out photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide also class is produced when animals carry out respiration. Second component is light. Okay class, the sun is the major source of light, and the heat energy for all living things in the earth. Sunlight is necessary for plants to grow and to provide energy to warm the earth atmosphere. Animals also need sunlight to catch their prey and to avoid their predators. Some animals bath to the sunlight to warm up. The third one is water. Animals also need water for their bodies to function properly. Water is habitat for some animals like fishes, sharks, dolphins, crabs, and many more. Okay class, water is very important to all living things. Living things cannot survive without water. Some organisms like fishes can only free in water. Now class, let's move on to soil. Soil is the layer of materials covering the surface of the earth. Most plants grow in soil. Soil also provides nutrients for plants to grow and reproduce. Well, soil is habitat for some animals, for example, earthworms and moths. Earthworms do not have their eyes to see and the ears to hear their surroundings. However, they sense their surroundings by using only their skin. And lastly, class, we have temperature. Temperature in the environment depends on amount of sunrise that reaches the face. It can be hot or cold. Take for instance, during the heater, most of the animals such as polar bears were hibernating by going to deep sleep to survive without food. Another example class is a bird. Bird winter by migrating or traveling to the warm places where they can find food and shelter. Now, living things interacts with other living things in its environment in many ways. We will learn about it in one by one. First, living things depend on other living things for food. The animals kingdom eats other living things for survival. It serves the examples on your screen. Either plants or animals that eats plants, living things eat living things in the environment. All organisms defeat one another in order to eat. Next, living things can depend on another living things for food and shelter. Some animals depend on plants for shelter and protection. Now, for our third one, living things competes with other living things for food and shelter. For example, lions competes with other animals for food and space. For the fourth one, we have the living things depends on their living things to reproduce. A deep examples help a flower to fall in. In turn, a flower provides the bee with foods. The lastly components are living things can cause harm to another living things. Like how the picture in your screen mention it. Take nutrients from the plants which cause the plants to become weaker. As we mentioned class, living things all need shelter. Where do living things seek shelter and protection? Let's define first what is shelter. Shelter is a safe place for living things to grow and reproduce. We all live in our homes. All living things need shelter for rest and comfort. Shelter also provides protection from weather. Predators, enemies like animals also need shelter. They need shelter to protect themselves from rain, snow, and their enemies. But some animals make their own shelter, such as an example on your screen. Most birds build in trees and the holes of trees. However, some animals like cave animals find their own shelter, such as salamander, snake, and the one is spider. Cave also provide shelter for animals like bats and raccoons. Trees also provide shelter to many animals like koala, birds, and monkey. Also, trees keep the animals safe from their predators on the ground. Some animals seek their shelter and protection under the ground. The place of animals where they live and of protection. Burrows provide shelter from predators and extreme temperature. Insects, clams, sea urchins, spiders, and worms, and all exhibit burrowing behaviors like burrowing animals. A burrow is a tunnel or hole. Some animals seek other animals for protection like fish, and some fish hide among corals to escape from their predators. Okay class, now we will have a trivia. It's our trivia time. What we are going to do class is answer my questions, and the first will be answer will receive a prize from me. Okay, class, did you get? Okay, the question is here. Hermit crabs do not have their own shells. They have into empty shells left by other animals such as sea snails. Okay, class, yes or no? Okay, the correct answer is yes. Anna? Okay, Anna, very good. You are now receive your prizes after our class for this morning. Okay, Annalisa, what is our topic today? Okay, very good. Our topic today is living things and their environment. Okay, class, always remember that living things depends on their interactions with each other and on the living things and for survival. Always remember that, class. Okay, now class, get your 1/2 sheet of paper and we were going to have a short quiz for our lesson for today. Okay? Okay, pupils. Here is our questions for our quiz. The first one is, give at least 3 examples of living things. Number 2, explain how hermit crabs find their own shells. Then number 3, give at least 3 environments where the living things live. Okay? The first one is, give at least 3 examples of living things. Ang gagawin nyo lang, class, magbigay ng 3 example ng mga living things. And pangalawa naman, explain nyo daw kung paano humahanap yung hermit crabs ng kanyang shells. Okay? Number 3 naman, give at least 3 environment where the living things live. Magbigay ng 3 environment kung saan nakatira ang mga living things. Okay, pupils. For your assignment to be passed on tomorrow, put it in your 1 whole sheet of paper. Okay, the question is, draw at least 1 living things together with their environment. Did you get, class? What we are going to do is, draw living things together with their environment. Mag-draw daw kayo ng mga living things with their environment at sa kanilang mga environment. Okay, did you get, class? Okay, pass it on tomorrow for to our class. Okay. Okay, goodbye, class.